Welcome into Behind the Spotlight podcast, where your story matters. I'm Danielle J. Martin, your host, and I'm on a mission to empower and educate you towards your greatness. On this podcast, you'll learn ways to turn your thoughts into action. Plus, you'll also learn from individuals who will share personal experiences and actionable steps on how to create the life you desire. Now, let's dive into today's episode. Hey, you guys, welcome back into Behind the Spotlight podcast. We are continuing this series called Activating Your Mission. Okay, on today's show, I'm super excited to introduce to you Jennifer Kirmse. I'm super excited to have you on the show. Welcome. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling great. I'm excited to be here and just for the opportunity to kind of be here.
So I'm really excited to share your story because I always like to go back to the beginning, right? Like how we met, the connection, and then also share your journey, working with Azura, also working in the community of Topeka. Okay. And so I remember meeting Jennifer during my eMERGE class, my business class, and you were one of the speakers talking about banking. One of the things as a business owner we do not like to talk about. But what I loved about your presentation was that you were very relational. You were very open and transparent about the process. And so I just want to say, first of all, thank you for that. And your passion in the community is very powerful. So first of all, you are a business consultant I totally just messed that up.
That's okay. Business relationship consultant.
Business relationship consultant. I knew I was going to mess that up, but
that's okay.
Working with Azura.
Yep.
And you have been with Azura for many years.
15 and a half years.
15 and a half years. Okay. Yes. That's a long time.
Yeah.
And first of all, let's go to the beginning of what you do.
Okay.
And why you do it.
So I honestly started as a teller back in college, and it was a job, and going through college and graduated with my degree in mass media public relations and minor communications, and started navigating the world and really fell into a position as a branch manager for Western National Bank in helping with loan operations, and really found my passion for just helping businesses and thought that there may be a place for me in that space. And after several transitions, got a phone call from someone that used to work for me back at Vision Bank at the time. And I know there's several name changes, but that's just how banks are. They do lots of merges. And so I think you'd be really good for this position. I was like, really? Okay. So I called him up and put my resume in. Next day, I interviewed with Lisa Brown. At this time, it was Educational Credit Union, and it was to get their business department started. And I'd had some experience with Vision Bank in the very beginning, just helping get their infrastructure set up, had some great opportunities from Gary Yeager back in the day, and just said go for it. And so I put my application in, interviewed, and they offered me the position the next day. And that's it. Just kind of help put the infrastructure together for the department. Yeah. And over time, just helped grow the department in regards to what our portfolio looks like. But really also found my passion for helping people, being a resource for people, helping them connect the dots to what's available to them. And so have just kind of navigated my way, was in management for a little bit with Azura, but kind of decided what are you really passionate about? I was like, you know what? I really love helping people. I love helping business owners. I love the transparency, because so many times their business owners are so afraid to ask questions. And I really want to be there to break it down. This is what our minimum standards are for debt service. This is credit score, and just really not making it as scary as what they may think it should be. And then letting them know it's okay not to know, but just ask, and we'll be there to answer all the questions.
Yeah, I love that. And I definitely agree with you of kind of communicating to the business owner what is available, because when you're in the business, you're not really aware of what's around you or what's available to you. So I know you mentioned before, a lot of people are unsure of what you do exactly. So kind of walk me through what does a typical day look like for you?
So a typical day, we get referrals that come in of people, interested in opening up a business deposit account or a business loan. So I follow up with them, give them phone calls, or we get leads from the branches, and really just break it down of exactly what we need to be able to process that loan application. So let's say they are just, getting started. We let them know we need the business plan, business loan application, personal financial statement. And a lot of people ask, why do you need my personal stuff? Well, especially when you're getting started, a lot of the underwriting process hinges off of your personal credit score and also your personal cash flow as well. So we look at the whole picture when we're doing the underwriting process.
And as you're meeting with like business owners, what do you see the gap being when they come to you? What are they missing majority of the time?
Sometimes it may be just bad credit, and I just want everyone to know that you've got to start somewhere, and you don't know what you don't know, and giving them the building blocks to either, get it remediated and get it taken care of, and just letting them know all the tools that they have available to be able to get that improved. The nice thing about Azura is that all of our retail leaders are certified financial counselors, so they can also help them come up with a budget and all the things that they need to be able to get that to that next level.
I love that. And then Jennifer, talk about, and you mentioned this earlier about being so passionate about the community, and you've been with Azura for 15 and a half years. And so there's something that had to keep you there, right? And so when you talk about your passion with business owners, where does that come from?
I just feel like it's in my blood. Like I can feel it in my veins. It's just the want and the need to be able to help people.
Yeah.
And just to be a servant leader. Just being able to hear people's issues or what their problems are and be like, you know what, have you gone and talked to so-and-so? Have you talked to Nadia over at the Small Business Development Center? Yeah. Have you talked to Michael over at Omni Circle? I think you really should, enroll in their Emerge class. Just being able, and a lot of times it's their business plan. They don't even know quite where to start because they get a little overwhelmed, and especially with the financial projections and drilling down to what's that ROI look like. And so sending them back over to Washburn Small Business Development Center to really hone into those numbers and being able to understand them.
Yeah, I could definitely agree with that. Like when you talk about numbers, especially when you talk about banking, right? I would say I'm very fortunate to have a relationship with you and the bank that I'm currently with, US Bank. And so I think you guys just make the process a lot easier because it is scary coming to you, showing you hey, this is just my gift. This is something I'm really passionate about, but I don't really know the management side. I don't really know the financial side. And so from your perspective, what does it look like for you guys walking someone through just kind of that roadmap from getting them from point A to point B to ensure that their business is on the right track?
Yeah, really just comes down to writing it all down or typing it all up. So being able to understand what are all of the expenses that it takes to get your product or your service to the point to where you can sell it to somebody, because there's the marketing pieces, there's the overhead, and just being able to understand how many of those things or how many of those billable hours do you need to get out the door every month to be able to cover, payroll, to be able to cover your rent, to be able to cover utilities, and just also understanding what are the ebbs and flows of your business, because everyone has them, and being able to match them with the right products and services to be able to offset those, like a line of credit to be able to help in their slow months, to be able to help cover payroll, or to be able, they've got new big jobs coming up and they need to be able to purchase a lot of inventory or a lot of the materials to be able to get that job done. And so just matching those products that are truly going to benefit them. Yeah. That's what I love. And I think the thing that I love most about Azura is the people. They're in it because they're truly passionate about what they do. Yeah. We've got our own employee foundation where we donate money and we give out grant funds throughout the community. I know our team was just getting ready to go out today to go hand out some awesome checks today.
Oh, that's awesome.
And just people really care. Yeah. They really, really care. And if you make a mistake, it's not, oh my gosh, I'm going to slap you on your hand, you're going to get written up. It's how did you learn from it, and what are we going to do to solve it? Are there processes that we need to change, or there's procedures we need to change? What do we need to do to make it better? Yeah. So really, it truly is all about not only the employee experience, but also the member experience when our members walk in the door.
Yeah, I truly believe that as well, because I know a lot of our members are with you guys, and even Omni has been partnering with you guys in so many different levels. And I can attest to the fact that like there's something about the relationship building part that you guys really focus on that I think really fills a gap with business owners in banking, because there's so much fear.
Right.
Of people going to the bank, getting penalized, or seeing all these fees pop up. But then when you have a connection with someone, a relationship, it makes it easier. And so hats off to you guys for doing that and for being very supportive of business owners, making the process easy. And so I appreciate that and the work that you do. So now let's get into, Jennifer, who you are as a person.
Okay.
And how would you describe that?
A servant's heart. I just really want to be there to help people get to that next level, help them understand their potential. Like with my kids, I've got 2 teenagers, a 19-year-old and 16-year-old. And it's like, oh, here she goes again, sending us those memes or sending us those, oh
my gosh,
inspirational
you send memes?
quotes. I see, memes and quotes to my kids, and just kind of let them know that this is all temporary. This is not our end destination. And really, every day is a gift, and being able to fulfill that gift and to be able to know that people are not using you. You are using your gift to be able to serve people. And it's truly a blessing that God gave us these gifts, and we just need to keep using them, or he may take them away. We never know. We may wake up one day and things may be different. So just being just a good steward of what we have. And don't take it for granted.
Yeah, that's so good. Oh, that's so good. Okay, what would you say to the younger Jennifer of who you are today?
Fail fast and get up. It's okay to fail. You're going to scrape your knees. You're going to get conflict is normal, and I think that's the biggest thing, is not understanding how to deal with it and having that emotional intelligence at a younger age. And so, having a mini-me, definitely Aubrey is that, at 16, and then just teaching them, just it's okay.
Yeah.
And how you handle that speaks volumes to people as well, of how you handle failure or how you handle obstacles that come in your way.
Yeah, that's so good.
Yeah. And it also helps that I do have a very supportive husband as well at home. We're getting ready to celebrate 23 years this week.
Oh, come on. Right? Happy anniversary. That is super huge. I love to hear anytime like people are celebrating long years of marriage. It just warms my heart. I'm like, thank you for reminding me.
Yes.
Like, it is so possible. Like,
it is very possible, but it is definitely not for the faint of heart. But the struggles and all, it's been so worth it. And to have someone to meet you right there in the middle and to be encouraging and to really just be a good person. So
that's so good.
It's been nice.
I'm happy for you.
Thank you.
That's really, really good.
It's been a journey.
I know. I'm like, every time I hear people that have been married that long, they're like, honey, let me tell you, buckle up.
Right? Yes. Yeah. It's definitely been a ride, but it's all been worth it. So.
Yeah. So Jennifer, when we talk and during our intimate times, I love like when we talk about like the idea of what it looks like going to the next level, right? And so I definitely want to say, thank you to Azura for being a supporting sponsor in this year's Rise and Thrive conference.
Yes, we're so excited.
We're so excited for that. Thank you so much. And I share that because, again, the time that we met, I felt like we clicked. And so we talked about the idea of like getting to our next level, becoming our best self. And so for you, as we're discovering you and talking about you, what does the next level look like to you?
So next level is just going all in. It's just lots and lots of research and just being able to just to coach people and to be able to provide services to help them feel more confident. And I think there's a big difference. I've been listening to all these different podcasts, but big difference between self-worth versus self-confidence. And just knowing that you are worth it and that you can absolutely get to that next level, and only you are the one that stands in your own way. And I think just understanding that, and so just I love pouring into business owners and helping them work on their business, not just in their business, and helping them understand their financials. And, have you ever thought about adding this product line, or let's take this product line away because it looks like it's costing a lot more money than it's really worth. And so just being able to continue to pour into business owners in some capacity.
That's so good. Where would you say like that passion, as we're talking about the idea of activating your mission, and I guess how I describe activating your mission is like identifying what your mission is, putting it into action, and literally like activating it every single day. Like you're literally operating in your gift every day. And so for you, what does that look like?
So my mission, probably for the last 20 some years, has been to be the change that you want to see in the world. To be part of the solution and not the problem, not to be the complainer. It's one thing to vent. But it's another thing to continue to focus on the negative and the toxicity of a certain situation. So I'm really just being able to pour into people just to help get to that next level. And
that's so good.
Being able to put things into action instead of just talking. I think that's really my next level, is really starting to do more instead of just talking. So
share more. I feel like you're holding back.
I mean, it could be me opening up a business later down the road. I am in mid-40s now, just trying to figure all the things out. But really everything that I'm looking at all centers around businesses, business owners, helping them rise to the occasion and get to that next level.
That's so good. Where does that passion come from? As far as like when you're talking about, I want to focus on business owners as you do in your day-to-day job, right? And so deciding that, like this is something I want to continue. Take me back even before you got into Azura and businesses, and was it a client that you met, or what was the moment that you were like, this is the need and I want to continue operating in this space every day?
So it took me a while to understand that banking was where I was meant to be, but I feel like it was the ability to wake up every day and not have the same thing happen. And it's really all about problem solving, because no two clients are the same. And so you're always putting on your thinking cap of, okay, well, let me think of all of my past experiences with all of my other clients. How can I take that experience and be able to help that person? And I think just not being bored doing the same thing every day is really what made me be like, you know what, I think this is going to be my career. Now, before then, too, you have been
were you with another bank previously?
I had been with 3 other financial institutions previously. Each stint was about 3 years, but I was in my 20s. And each time, someone else called me to go to that next level. And it's just weird how it's all transpired. And here I am at Azura, so love it.
It's so funny how like we have like our plan versus God's plan.
Oh gosh, yes.
Isn't that funny? It's like, okay, this is what I think I'm going to be doing, and then God's like, no, you're actually going to be doing this.
Yes.
Tell me about like what was the things or the life that you thought you were going to be doing?
So I thought I was going to be in marketing and public relations. I was going to work for this big firm, and then I, had a job working at a bank, and it's kind of crazy. I was actually working for Columbian Bank back in 2008, and my friend had called me about this position, and we weren't doing the best. Call reports had just been dropped, and I had literally just put my 3 weeks notice in at Columbian Bank, and 2 weeks into my 3-week notice, the FDIC came in and shut down that bank. But I had luckily already accepted the position at Educational Credit Union and was able to start a little early. And so, the rest is just kind of, but I was able to take that PR and marketing piece and being able to inject that into what I currently do. So really, it's not what you do with people, it's how you make them feel, and building those relationships with them and letting them know it's okay for you to call me in the good, the bad, and the ugly, because you don't know what you don't know, and just being able to give people little nuggets along the way to help continue to either, get out of a problematic situation or just rise to the occasion and get their business where they want it to be.
That's so good. So, Jennifer, it's interesting because as you talk about relationship building, and if anyone were to look at your resume, and look at, you've been in baking, you've been in leadership, but not only that, like if they know you and get to know you, you are a relationship builder person. And so it's funny because I think I was like looking at your LinkedIn the other day, and I noticed you had like 3 words at the top, and you had connector, collaborator, and results driven. And I was like, okay, I'm like, what is that about? And then like the more I started thinking about it, I was like, relationship builder needs to be on there as well. Okay. Because I say that because you know how to work with people, and I think working with people it's a bigger scope than working with them on a surface level. I think you go a lot deeper on a personal level. That I don't know if you realize you do that. Like you connect with people in a deeper way.
Thank you.
Do you notice that you do that?
No, I mean, yes, but thank you for pointing it out because I like to work with all kinds of business owners because I really feel like Topeka is a very diverse community, and really we should be diving deeper into the types of businesses that we assist and help, and just to continue to help Topeka be the great place that it is to live and work and play. So I just like to strive on not being your typical banker. I want to be approachable and people to feel able to ask any question possible.
Where do you think that stems from?
Probably from not being your typical banker. I mean, there's not really as many women that are in commercial banking. And so it really just helps me be able to connect to people a little bit deeper. To just coming from different areas and just being able to relate to all different demographics. So,
So it's important to you to ensure that everyone is seen.
Yes.
Everyone is not left out, that they know, like, we have a solution for you. Doesn't matter what you look like, where you come from. I think that's a powerful thing because when you are used to going to banks or institutions that say if you're not on this checklist or if you're not within this parameter of what we agree to, then you don't qualify. And so I think that's something to really wear proudly on your sleeve because that's a really big deal. But as far as Jennifer rising to the next level, you talked about, working with business owners and I see that being your superpower. So if I were to ask you, what is your superpower? You can't say that one. But if I were to ask you, what is your superpower? What would it be?
Goodness. I guess my passion and being relatable would be my superpower. My servant's heart. I just want it to be want everyone to understand what that checkbox is. Because if you don't fit within that checkbox, well, how do you get there? How do you fit into that box? Or do we need to maybe change some of the parameters to be able to help you get there? Sometimes, we may need to do interest only for a little bit to be able to help businesses as they're getting started. So there's always options, and not everything fits within a box. That's what I love about the credit union.
What's something about you that many people don't know?
We love to cook. We have our garden. We have chickens. We live out in the country.
You did tell me this.
I am a country girl.
That you had chickens, and I'm like, what?
Yeah. We've got our hens from last year, and then we've got some baby chicks. We just moved to the chicken coop, and we've got our garden. Our goal right now is to get a tractor so we can get some of our land cleared so we can get some more animals.
It's surprising that you tell me this every time because I'm I don't see you as a farm girl. I know. I'm like, I need a full-on picture next time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my God.
Yes, and I love our dogs, and it's just, and of course my kids too, but they kind of laugh now because they're like, now that we're older, now you got a puppy, so.
Okay, so are you guys planning to get any other like animals or anything like that?
Yes. Eventually I would
Okay.
like to get some goats and maybe a cow. I don't know. We'll see down the
Oh,
road.
wow.
Maybe a pig. We'll see.
Okay.
But we definitely are passionate about sustainable living and just being able to live within our means. Both my husband and I are very passionate about that. Not keeping up with the Joneses. I am who I am, and you get what you get when you see me. I don't sugarcoat anything, but I don't want people sugarcoating stuff for me either because, you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah.
And so, yeah.
I love that. Oh yeah, honey, you're like, I am who I am. This is what you get, and sorry, which not sorry, which I love because I'm like, we need some more energy of you around here.
Thank you.
No, we do, because I'm like, I appreciate that, and so when you're living in your authenticity and transparency, it makes it easier for someone else to do so. And so I definitely appreciate you for always doing that, always pushing me to just be my authentic self. And like you said, if you don't have, or if you do have questions about something, like, don't hesitate to ask. And I know you guys will definitely figure that out. But as we come to a close, is there anything else that you would like to share on behalf of Azura, or just any last thoughts?
Our business department's just getting started, so we've got lots of goals ahead of ourselves. We've got a great team with Tony and Amber, and we're just looking forward to helping more businesses realize their full potential and being able to get out there and roll up our sleeves and being able to loan some more money to them to help them grow or help them invest their money, help them understand what all those fees are. And luckily we don't have that many, but if they do get one, we want them to understand why and know what all of our parameters are. So yeah.
I love that. Thank you so much, Jennifer.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yep.
If you found value in this episode, I'd love to hear your thoughts on your key takeaways. Take a moment, download this episode, and share your feedback by leaving a review for this episode. Better yet, snap a screenshot and share it on your social media. Now, don't forget to tag me so I can personally connect with you. Your insights might just be what someone else needs. Now, let's make an impact together.